Good evening, Toastmasters and welcome guests. I'm very happy to be here this evening, although my topic has shifted slightly. I had been planning to focus on talking about solitary confinement and a bill, SB 1306, HB 2248, which is an important bill, but instead I'm going to just mention that and then shift to talking about activism, because activism is something that we can all do regardless of our opinions about a specific bill. We can find a topic that we like and be an activist. So since I was going to talk about solitary confinement, I'll tell you that the current bill is an act promoting humane conditions of confinement and enable safe re-entry that limits the use of solitary confinement and ensuring a step down so that people can't be in solitary for extended periods of time unless they comply with certain guidelines, which are elaborated if you read the bill, and step down so that people can't be released from, it could be many, many years of solitary directly into the public, because that's traumatizing and it doesn't provide an opportunity to become ready for life outside and to, avoid going back. It doesn't promote that. So in Massachusetts, if you are confined in solitary confinement for a cause that is related to violence, you could be there up to 10 years, and that's not many states do that anymore, and so we really need to look at that bill. So I invite you to look at that bill. Another bill that I was looking at today, actually I had the opportunity to to lead a group of students at the State House to talk about the SB 1103 addiction treatment bill, and that is increasing commercial coverage from 14 to 30 days so that you don't have to have pre-authorization for treatment and then drop out of treatment potentially. After detox and another initial period, people have more of a transition. So that's where I'm coming from today, thinking about those bills, but you can think about issues that you're passionate about. So who in the room feels like they're an activist? Do you want to raise your hand? Awesome. So I'm talking to people who already feel like they're an activist, and then other people who might have been before or could be potentially. Activism is something that you don't have to be an expert. I wasn't an expert in solitary confinement or addiction treatment when I went in leading students about the bill today, but we went in with passion and a little bit of knowledge that we could talk about it and we could ask questions and find out what they needed to know so we could get back to them with the right information so that they hopefully can get on board with those bills and pass them through. So to support the idea that anyone can do activism, if you look at the April edition of Women's Health magazine, they have a great little page for hot tips on how to be an activist, pink even. So if you're curious about that, I'll hand out a couple to you. You're welcome. I was pleasantly surprised to see this article. And so women, clearly, they're saying women can be activists, but not just women. Men can be activists. I'm sure there's articles in men's magazines. Teens can be activists, children. I've seen newsletters and other materials telling children how they can get on board promoting the causes that they're interested in as well. In a prior place of employment, I was able to go with teens down to Washington, D.C., and they were taught how to advocate for their health condition that they had, and it was a highly empowering thing, so it can be empowering for us too, we're adults. But it's a wonderful thing to be able to do to advocate for something that's important to you and not to be afraid of it. So the Women's Health magazine, to tell you a little bit about that, they have 4 hot points. First one is choose a cause. Everyone has something that they care about. You might not want to talk about all causes. There are some things that might be too sensitive that you don't really want to get out there and promote in person. Maybe you would want to do it from another, a level of advocacy, email, for instance, letter writing, phone calls. And the second step for women's health was to take it to Capitol Hill, but again, that doesn't have to be in person. Number 3 was actually show up in person. So if you want to go down to DC, do that, or go to the State House, go talk to the mayor or your city councilor, and hit the streets. There's a lot of protests going on. Some people find that that's a really empowering way to get involved. And if you do decide to go to do some lobbying, today we learned about the 5-finger method of lobbying. So first, identify yourself and say where you live. That's really important. They want to know that you're part of their constituency. Say what your issue is, why you care, have a story. If it's not your story, tell someone else's story, and explain why the legislature should care. Money talks, oftentimes, so if there's a budget issue and your bill will save money, that's a plus. And then ask them to support your bill or find out what they need and then get back to them. So just want to encourage you to be an activist if there's something that you care about. Thanks.